Hello, families and friends around the world. This is Pat John-Oseh, and today on the Message of Hope with Pat, I have a special guest, an amazing personality, someone I have known for over 40 years from the ancient city of Kano State, Nigeria, where we were both born and bred. She is a multi-talented personality who is a pharmacist by profession, a gospel minister, an international speaker, an author, humanitarian, and personal transformational coach. She is so passionate about helping others find their voice, learn how to appreciate and love their unique qualities, and to cultivate the confidence to pursue their dreams. Tonia has been privileged to coach men and women since 2015. She has built 5,000 plus community of determined individuals and has spoken to people in different countries, which includes West Africa and East Africa in the last 5 years. She's happily married and the union is blessed with 3 amazing children. Thank you very much, Tonia, for coming on MHP. Over to you, please.
Okay, thank you, Pat. Miracles are real. After battling with tears for so long, with a deep desire to carry my own children, I remember I developed a voracious hunger for the word and for knowledge to replace grumbling and sulking. I bought so many books and began to build my faith to the point that I decided no more negative confessions. As if to test my resolve, about 4 days after, I got a call from a dear sister who was waiting too, announcing that she was now pregnant, and then she asked me how far. Not wanting to confess negative anymore, I said, me too, and she screamed in excitement. Well, I didn't know the gravity until I saw my mother's call coming in minutes later. Oh my God, she must have been told what I said. She began to sing and dance on the phone, and all I could say is, oh my God, I'm stepping out in faith. Oh, I need you to answer me now more than ever before. Don't put me to shame. From then onwards, my mother would ask me how I was feeling and how I was coping with morning sickness and so on. On a particular day, when I got to church, a friend asked why I wasn't at the Monday prayer meeting, that the pastor had called out all expectant women and given his coats to them to wear. Oh no, I missed, I exclaimed unknowingly. And my mother, in amazement, said, why are you bothered? Are you not already pregnant? Realizing what had happened, I said, oh yes, I am. And I shouted boldly, I am pregnant. Serious drama. But I was determined that the negative medical reports of blocked tubules and infection that I had been given at the hospital would end in praise. I had enough negative medical reports as storm to sink any man's boat. I listened to a message by my pastor where he said, when you have medical issues, surround and fill yourself with the word. For the more you expose yourself to the word, the more the power of God will have access to work on your body and your life. I was scheduled for a hysterosalpingogram, also known as HSG. And without knowing how horribly painful and traumatic it was, I went all alone. While I sat and waited for my turn, I heard terrible screams from the room and was hoping it wasn't the same procedure I had come for. The lady inside eventually came out, cursing vehemently in Hausa language, saying she wasn't returning for the concluding part of the procedure. Shortly afterwards, I was invited in, and when I asked if it was the same procedure, the doctor did something amazing that I least expected. He said, Madam, relax. I am believing God with you that the next time you would have to lie on this hospital bed like this, it would be to bring forth your child. I excitedly connected instantly in faith and endured the ordeal. Same time later, I had an encounter with my pastor. My hubby and I were invited over to the house. With some passages from the Bible, she shared this key message: desire, Pray, believe, receive. About 2 weeks later, while I prayed in my office at break time, I saw something flash. I saw a woman hugging another tightly, but couldn't understand or figure out what it meant. Even though I did not know what the vision meant, I can never forget how it played out. 3 weeks later, while at an all-night in church, the pastor announced that God had laid it in his heart that his wife would come out and hug every expectant woman in the congregation looking up to God for the fruit of the womb. And at that point, tears stung my eyes. My God, this was it. This was what I had seen. And indeed, I believed so strongly that it was my day of visitation. But there was a little issue. My mother was in church that night and I was supposed to be pregnant, remember? Many questions plagued my mind. How would I explain myself to her? How would she feel? Well, eventually, I had to step out in faith and damn all consequences. So I rushed out. Guess what? My mother never even noticed that I came out. I had been scheduled for a procedure known as laparoscopy much earlier, but didn't want to pull through with it anymore. I prayed to God for a speedy miracle so that there will be no need for the procedure anymore. Some emergencies came up in another section of the hospital that warranted prompt action, so ours was cancelled since it wasn't an emergency. Although we had been prepared for the surgery, it was cancelled that day, and as I had prayed, and they kept giving excuses of exhausted chemicals that needed to be, imported, till I was confirmed pregnant. I remain grateful to God for a solid support all through. My message of hope is, no matter how long you have been hoping for a miracle, never give up. See it like it's already happening and stay connected in prayers. Thank you so much.
Wow, what an amazing story you have just shared with us today, Tonia. And I really want to believe that you must have inspired millions of people around the world with your amazing story. Thank you all and stay safe.